Oh, there she is. Hey, how y'all doing? We're back with another One Piece review. Chapter 1177. There we go. We got it. Pretty on time, I feel like, in my opinion. Usually there's like, a couple days in between, but like the chapter dropped, what was it, 2 days ago? It's Saturday right now. I'm ready. Yeah, if I wanted to. Okay, I was just kind of busy, being honest, life and whatnot, but we're here now to talk about it. And the chapter had ups and downs, and clearly there's a lot of wasn't not controversy. Controversy. I don't know why that sounded weird to me, but a lot of thoughts going around about this chapter. I'm like, now it's time for me to say my thoughts. I feel like it's time. I feel like it's time for your boy to finally come in and bring about the wise words of wisdom and all that good stuff. So, starting off with the good. Overall, the chapter wasn't that bad. I thought that chapter was kind of decent. We started off with the where we left off last time, where we figured out, oh, if we just kill them really hard, they go back to normal. So like, okay, that's cool. We got the giants, fight the other giants and whatnot, doing that now to get their friends back to normal. And then we cut to Chopper and Gaiabon chilling, and then like one of the giants trying to convince his fans to come back to normal. And then we see Chopper hop into the action to help out. He then hits the giant, and then Chopper hitting the giant then turns that giant back to normal. So, the reason why, to me, that was cool was because it had been like either a week before the chapter dropped or a couple days beforehand. I was on TikTok, and during like the whole One Piece break, people were like dropping theories. And this one guy dropped a theory of how Chopper's devil fruit is like could be like some type of force. Got to like, we don't know too much about his devil fruit. Like there's like a lore behind it. Because compared to like, he is like a human type fruit, he said. And like compared to all human types fruits, Chopper's like only has like different forms and whatnot and different changes. And that could lead to it being something like bigger in the future, like a grand reveal, like Chopper's fruit being something more than it actually leads on to be. Because again, you brought up there like how like Chopper fruit is very special because like when it goes to like his normal mode, like being like a regular reindeer, Chopper can still talk. But when it comes to other people being like that fox back in Wano, that fox couldn't talk at all. It couldn't talk. It just when it came back to fox mode, it was just a regular fox. Went to its human mode, it became like human. I think it could talk. I vaguely remember. But the point is, Chopper's devil fruit in its human mode is a bit different. And that could lead to him being like probably a different type of god itself. And I feel like that's very interesting as well. Then like him curing the giant of the evil and whatnot, and him going back to normal, that could lead to his fruit being like more than what it leads on to be. And like even like with the how his fruit actually turns out to be like it being like a mushroom, that then circles back to Chopper like it was like around his first introduction, like he thought the cure-all to everything was like this mushroom, but it was actually a poisonous mushroom. Then like his devil fruit that he ate being a mushroom, that could lead to something being bigger. Maybe he might be like the cure-all he's looking for to be like the world's best doctor. Who's to say? The guy goes in like better depth and explains the theory better, but I kind of summarized it the way I thought to. I'll drop a link in the description below. But the point is, that was a cool theory. And then like, me watching that theory a couple days ago, then we go to this chapter, and Chopper then one-shot the giant and cures him of the emu plague, whatever. That's pretty cool. It's like, oh my god, that this could lead to something bigger. So that's nifty and whatnot. Then we go on to the interaction between the guys. So they just defeat like one of the Holy Knights, which is again cool because like I think I talked about last chapter too. I'll just keep going on. Paint the scene, if you will. So we go to the next. We're in this chapter now, and now they just have like the Holy Knight by his head and whatnot. Kind of just he's pieced up. He's practically one and done. And then so I just going on like, bro, I thought the Holy Knights would be kind of stronger or whatnot. Then Frank's like, hey, we're probably just we're a Yonko crew, so obviously we got strong over time. You know what I mean? And so was that a nod at me making comments about them being very strong and whatnot? Maybe, maybe not. But what needs to be said is, at this point in the last cycle of One Piece, I'll explain like my thoughts about it. If the Straw Hats are this strong, cool. I'm cool with accepting that. Let's accept that. The Straw Hats are like very strong. They are a very strong, posable crew. So at that point, what will the challenges be, if that makes sense? Because I talked about this last video, but the point still remains of, is now it's going to be like a pure on adventure. Like the manga's already adventure, but at this point, there's no one to challenge you anymore. And I feel like how all to set up the war, especially like post time skip, the pirates are ahead. Like there's like an obvious gap between like pirates, marines now, and even like the Holy Land as well, and even like that territory as well, the secret government. They're practical. What's I'm looking for? Illuminati. There we go. And I even because they like exposing those all the time. So we now know, like the Straw Hats, even the Straw Hats, even like other pirates in general, the top tiers of the verse, they threaten all these powerhouses, the Marines, the Holy Land, all that stuff. So, what's like the challenge for the Straw Hats? Like, what's the challenge for the pirates? Like, they just gonna rule the world? It's gonna be like a arc for the Marines to like catch up. Because again, like, there's no real challenge for them at this point because like they got so strong to the point at which all these adversaries that were built up mean nothing anymore. Like with the five elders, I talked about this last time, in their introduction in Egghead Island, there was like still like I don't want to say a clash back and forth. It looked like it go either way. Ended up using Joy Boy Saki, scared them away, scared Emu. Now we're going to Egghead Island, bringing the Holy Knights. These are supposed to be like the protectors of the Holy Land, and they're getting pieced up. It just shows that there's a real gap between strength, and maybe there's gonna be like what's your face, a power buff or like some type of like, I don't want to say MacGyver, I feel like that's the right word. Like there's gonna be like some type of way like the bad guy's gonna get very strong. At that point, I feel like, will we be okay with that? Will I be okay with that? Because like throughout One Piece, people getting stronger, battles and whatnot, they feel like a good gradual thing. And then when we hit, we'll start off with Wano first. Luffy getting gear 5. I was like, okay, this is Luffy's peak right now. This is Luffy at his strongest. And now we're seeing Luffy throughout the show. After Wano, we had Egghead, see him go crazy in Egghead. And now we're going to see him go crazy in this arc too during Elbaf. It seems as if there's no more people to challenge him. And there's going to be like some type of big thing or whatever. Maybe like the ancient weapons or something that's going to pose a challenge. I don't know what it is, but like, I'm saying like a lot. I don't care. The point stands is, where can we go after this? The five elders got pieced up. We now know all Holy Knights are frauds. Because again, even the flashback too, we thought, hey, check out the Holy Knights, right? They look like these formidable people. But then we have Rayleigh one-shot Summers in the flashback. We're in present now. Gaiabon practically pieces up Summers again as an old man, but then loses because Summers like has had his kid held hostage. And now no hostages, no whatever, they crumble and fall. It's maybe supposed to be like a whole thing like, oh, these guys at the top, they may seem scared, but like in reality they're kind of weak. And I'm like, okay, that's a cool message, but this is still like a shonen. And if we're going to move away from like being strong and whatnot and just like having fun at adventures, I'll accept that. But it seems kind of like a dang, bro. Like we're kind of at this point of the series where like our heroes are now just overpowered. There's like no more challenge anymore. Like I'm no longer really, for reading wise, like I'm no longer really like super excited for fights in One Piece. Like I'm excited to see character interacts. Like, oh, how are these characters going to interact? But fight wise, I'm just like, the show has got this. Like there's no real, I feel no danger for them right now. Like they are kind of at this point where they're safe. It's like, I think it's a good analogy. We'll go with Dragon Ball Super. I feel like that's a good training for. We'll say, turn the power of Goku, UI Goku. He's at that strength now. And we'll say the Future Saga. There we go. So we're at Tournament Power Strength Goku for the Future Saga. We know all this crazy stuff about Ultra Instinct. They fused Zamasu and whatnot, but like we don't feel like Zamasu is this big thing because we have Ultra Instinct Goku already. Like he's already at the peak. There's no real challenge for him. There has to be like a bigger challenge and whatnot. And that challenge won't be there because we just know how strong Ultra Instinct Goku is, and from him already fighting top tiers, like it's like better. It's like Goku fighting the Gods of Destruction, going toe to toe the Angels with the Z Fighters, and then next arc, or like going against Zamasu, Goku Black. Like yeah, these guys are top tiers technically, yes, but like just compared to what we were fighting, it's like a grade down now. And plus, y'all having like the Potara earrings, y'all being Kaioshin and whatnot, it doesn't really compete to what we were fighting beforehand. And then we're just kind of going down now, just like flexing how strong we are. Like it's kind of now at this point, we leveled up very fast. Now we're fighting main mission bosses, and they're not that strong anymore. If that makes sense. Needless to say, that was the rant about the power and whatnot. How just like kind of at this point, I accepted it. I'm not gonna. If there's like a huge jump in power somewhere, whoop-de-doo. Now that's not the word I want to look like. Whoopee, I guess. But like, it has to be like something like it has to work somehow. I don't feel like there's gonna be like a way for them to like up the scale of the power level of the bad guys without it being like either gimmicky or just like non-deserving for real. If that makes sense. Like maybe the ancient weapons could help, or aliens could be the next move. To be honest. wait. Hear me out. If they somehow bring a nail back, and like I remember he was on the planet with the aliens and whatnot. If that could somehow tie in, maybe that might give people I don't know how that would give people a boost of power and whatnot, but like I don't know, bro. Like something with a nail, him coming back down to Earth, bringing aliens and whatnot. Maybe those aliens are powerful. Maybe they might be like a new warrior race or whatever. I don't know. That sounds kind of retarded. Now I'm saying it out loud. But doesn't Anel have? He doesn't have an ancient weapon, but like he had like that. Kind of boat arc, whatever. I forgot what it's called. Needs to say, like maybe Anel might come back, shake things up. Maybe change how the power system works. Not how the power system works, but like maybe the power scaling itself. Whatever. Point is, Straw Hats are strong. They acknowledge that. I thought that was kind of funny how like they just say, "Hey, we're just that strong now," That was kind of cutesy. Then we get what's he face? What was that? What was my train of thought? What happened after that? Oh yeah, Robin trying to clean up the island and whatnot with Zeus because Zeus is free now, trying to rain down the fires and whatnot. And then she sees Luffy, Loki. I think it's Ragnar and the squirrel. Rakaskir? Let's call him Squirrely for short. They're together and she like gave Luffy a new one for like burning down the island with Loki. Then Loki and Luffy argue. Loki then hits Luffy with some lightning, but that doesn't work on Luffy, obviously. And then we then cut to, I'll say the hot piece of the chapter, which is Usopp and Brook. So Usopp and Brook are fighting Emu controlled Holy Knight or whatever. Brook is down on the ground. Usopp then has his moment of the Elbat arc, which is calling out Emu for being a coward. Shoots Emu with the with one of his stars, whatever. Explodes as done the damage. Then Emu hits him with attack. They're both laid out. So kind of moment for Usopp right there, like like we're on Elbat Island. You show some courage, some bravery. Like, hey, listen, you're a coward for trying to use these giants with all these proud warrior race. If you can do it yourself. Emu said something along the lines of, a king doesn't have to sturdy his hands or whatever. But yeah, Usopp practically called Emu out for being a lame, being a coward. Tried to fight back. Got one tapped, obviously. Then Luffy showed up. Luffy's upset at what's going on. He's angry, like he got the anger amp. End of the chapter. So, a couple of things. I'll go over the Usopp part first. Like, that was supposed to be Usopp's, I'll say, moment for the arc, He's going on throughout Elbaf, like, I'm finding Elbaf. I can see the giants, the warrior race. See his homies again, Drogi and Brogy. See them get taken over. Upset about that, like, oh no, lock in, guys, lock in. Then you see, like, this evil war leader, like, call him out for being lame. Trying to fight him and lose. Like, that was supposed to be Usopp's arc of, like, showing his bravery because, like, he's going head-to-head with the world itself. Like, the man who runs everything, you're going head-to-head with him. You shot him dead in the face. And, like, that's supposed to show, like, how brave Usopp is. But that moment just didn't hit. If that make, like, I felt that was like, oh dang, Usopp was a real one for that. I just felt like, hey bro, that it is what it is. Like you, like he even mentioned to like, oh, I can't run because I gotta protect my crewmates and whatnot. Like I'm a real one. Let's quote him exactly. Let's not misquote Usopp. Let's give him some credit, shall we? Da, 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 da. It was right here. I came in from my own. Oh yeah, this is Brook talking. Who would run an abandoned crewmate at a time like this? Brook. True warriors do not run. Usopp, yep. I always dream of visiting this place to come to the land I've admired. I won't disgrace myself, not here. Besides, I'm burning with fury right now. Brook, these guys, they're looking down on Elbaf. They're gutless, plan was to sneak here and kidnap children. They didn't use their own strength at all in this invasion. They relied on those monsters and hijacked the minds of all those proud warriors, trying to force them to slaughter each other. How dare you carry out such a cowardly, underhanded scheme, you shameless bast. Then, Emu attacks Usopp. Bokshasa comes in. The warriors of Elbaf fight with their own swords and shields. They put their own lives on the line. They are a nation of warriors. If you want to conquer them, do it fair and square. Fight them head on, you spineless coward. The dominant ruler never slugs their own hands. Okay, I was kind of right. He sends with a bomb. Then Emu hits that bomb. They're laid out. And then everyone shows up. This was the hockey they filmed in the world. Then here we see Luffy sees that someone's laid out. I'm pissed now. And yeah, there it is. Now they're going to fight Emu next chapter. And again, like with the Usopp stuff, I didn't feel much hype from that. It felt kind of like not we've seen this before, but like I kind of felt like we had like a moment like, oh, I can't run away right now. I got to stand up and fight moment with Usopp before. Like, I guess supposed to have like some weight to it because he's going against Emu and saying this and calling Emu the coward now, and like he's now finally a proud man, like not want to run away more. Like despite him being weak, he's fighting Emu. But at the same time, just like I felt nothing, bro. I felt really nothing from that. Like that's supposed to be his moment. Like we all meme like, oh, this is Usopp's arc, and like while it wasn't really his arc, like that's like a meme, fine. Not Usopp's arc, whatever. They gave him a moment. Like here's his moment right here. He's fighting Emu, not running away, staying on 10, and like that moment just did not hit for me. Like if I felt like it should have, like all moments I had like reading One Piece and whatnot, even watching as well. The moments of Brave that hit and whatnot, like oh yeah, he's staying on business, but like this one just felt kind of like, you know what I mean? Then in the chapter was something cool, like Luffy being angry during Gear 5. And I feel like we haven't seen this before. I think that would probably be, maybe, it's like my theory now, this might be like him showing like different side of Gear 5, how it can be used. Because we know like from the letters like how Elbaf describes Nika, like Nika also is like a god of destruction, like that will be destruction to the world at the same time. So it could be either liberation or destruction. So this might, like I feel like this fight now with Emu might show the destruction side of like Gear 5, like how Luffy like being angry now might show like him using his power differently, and like maybe like a whole new moveset. We'll see, but I'm curious to see like if they're going to change moveset at all. It's going to like fight the same as usually is, just angry now. But like that would be like a cool twist of like, you know, finally see like the God of Destruction version of Nika, and like how that will change fight wise, like if his fighting style will change now because he's upset. But yeah, overall, the highs really were just Luffy next chapter, seeing like how he'll change, maybe being upset in the Gear 5, and then the Chopper theories as well. I feel like those two are like the actual highlights of this chapter, because I feel like the Chopper thing for sure, that's interesting. Like hopefully they might dive into that maybe next chapter, or even freaking later on in the series too, like, you know, revealing like what Chopper's fruit really is, or the true name of Chopper's fruit. So I'm very curious about that. Usopp thing, whatever, is what it is. And yeah, I talked about the whole power scale thing earlier, but yeah, overall the chapter was, overall, it was a good chapter. Like, good chapter. There were just, you know, some, I guess these are nitpicks, I would say. Just like how things are going to be moving forward for sure when it comes to like the villains, really. Like right now the villains don't seem like major threats anymore. So I'm curious like how they're gonna make the villains feel like actual threats nowadays. But yeah, that's hot damn, that's a long I was yapping this video. Okay, yeah. That's it for the video, guys. If y'all enjoyed me yapping and talking, please like and subscribe. All that great stuff. And yeah, take it easy, okay?